of the race and there's 500,000 people, it's a fabulous feeling. And then to win the race, I can't even explain how, in fact, I'm getting goosebumps right now talking about it. No matter where you go, you're an Indy 500 winner. I think the racing will teach you that preparation is the key. You got to have the best car. You have to have the best engine. You have to have the best driver. You have to have the best engineers. You have to have the best pit crew. That just gives you an opportunity to win. It doesn't guarantee you a win. Well,
halftime here at the Double R in Rio Rancho. We got a good one. Sebastian Noel here upstairs. Let's take a look at the top 10 plays from the week that was. Another good week developing here with this game. Some scores from across the state for you in just a moment. But first, the Dreamstyle Remodel top 10 plays. They've helped over 60,000 customers remodel their homes. Number 10, Manzano and El Dorado. It's Jace Melfi to Erickson on the deep strike for the score. Manzano had to pick up some wins on the way into the season's finale. They could not. They're going to be on the outside looking in. La Cueva, Sandia. It seems like we've seen one of these every week. Altier up the middle. And Austin Smith finds him for the La Cueva touchdown. That would make it 28-7 Bears as they were pounding Sandia. More from that game later in the top 10. Number 8, we go to Rio Rancho, Volcano Vista. Isaac Chavez was just an animal in this game. Much more of him in the top 10 plays. There's a Chavez touchdown early. Number 7, we go to La Cueva and Sandia. It's the other guy, Ben Thomas from Austin Smith. Open on the sideline, no Sandia defender in sight. Whoop, made that one miss, and he's in for the house call. Thomas has had a very nice season on the opposite side of Connor O'Toole. By the way, Connor O'Toole back in action tonight at La Cueva and Clovis. Number 6, Rio Rancho, Volcano Vista, Isaiah Chavez on the touchdown, and then look at the 2-point try for Chavez. Some pressure coming. Chavez is cool as the other side of the pillow, no problem. Into the end zone for the 2-point conversion. Number 5, back to La Cueva and Sandia, and more of Austin Smith. What a season for the La Cueva quarterback. He puts the spin move on Sandia, and he's in for the house call. It's a touchdown for La Cueva. Number 4, Rio Rancho, Volcano. We go back to that just vaunted offense. What a night for Diego Pavia. 21 for 25 passing, including this one. This would eventually be a pass. He goes and throws it up, and the prayer is answered by Jimmy Gallegos. What a score for Gallegos. We go to number 3, same game. We go to the other side now, Isaiah Chavez. There goes that man again. Get that familiar twirl of the football. Going to keep it himself, no problem. No one going to touch him. He's in for the house call. But they're trailing big, as you can see by the score line, so they'll need a 2-point conversion. Chavez takes flight, and he's clear for landing. 2-point conversion is good for the Rams. Number 2, we go back to that La Cueva Sandia game. How about the very first play from scrimmage? Before Adam and Chris could even get comfortable, Tyler Jensen takes it down the sideline for the score. The very first play, it was that kind of night for Sandia, as La Cueva would go on to win big on the My 50 game of the week last week. Number 1, we go back to the Rio Rancho Volcano Vista game, and of course it's Isaac Chavez. Look at this play right here. You think it's dead right here? No. Chavez breaks it past the numbers to the edge and to the house. What a season for Chavez, Gallego, and Diego Pavia this year. That's your Dream-style top 10 plays. It is 14-13 in favor of the Cleveland Storm. Some scores from around the state. How about this? Farmington 27-0 over PV. Alamogordo with a surprise halftime lead over Artesia, 14-7. Clovis and La Cueva, 15-all. That one's getting close to halftime over at Wilson. Capital leads Santa Fe 14-0. Roswell and Goddard, they're in a tight one, 7-6. Tularosa and Dexter tied at 7. Las Cruces leads 14-3 over Mayfield. Ruidoso shutting out Moriarty, 14-0. Portales over Lovington at the moment, 21-7. How about this one? If this is for a district championship, Grant's leading St. Pius 14-0. Volcano Vista 21, Cibola 7. That's across town at a cold community stadium. Bloomfield shutting out Aztec right now, 13-0. And then in a game that has playoff implications, Carlsbad leads Hobbs 19-7. Hobbs has to get the upset of Carlsbad or else they're out. If Hobbs loses that game, Sandia's in, and Sandia's the 12 seed. If Hobbs wins, Sandia's out. Hobbs takes the last spot. So a lot of eyes will be on that game. A lot of Carlsbad fans right now over at Sandia High School, hoping that the Cavemen can roll to the victory in that one over Hobbs, barring the upset. So that's the scores here at halftime at the Double R in Rio Rancho. Cleveland leads it 14-13 over Rio Rancho, and that'll do it for the Gallus Chevrolet halftime report. Exciting second half coming up with Chris and Adam when we get back on the other side of this timeout.
Hi, my name is Victor Del Campo. I'm the new General Sales Manager at Gallus Chevrolet. Remember, folks, halftime.
Dream Style Remodeling has been wowing homeowners in New Mexico since 1989. Selected as Best Custom Home Remodeler for 3 consecutive years by readers of the Albuquerque Journal, we're also your exclusive provider for top home improvement brands like Renewal by Anderson, Four Seasons, Blaze King, and many others. Founded and headquartered in Albuquerque, Dream Style Remodeling is family-owned and now employs more than 500 people across the southwestern U.S. In fact, we've helped more than 60,000 homeowners improve their home in New Mexico, Arizona, California, Idaho, and West Texas. We're committed to providing a superior customer experience. We've earned 4.6 stars with hundreds of online reviews and have an A+ with the BBB. Dream Style Remodeling is a proud supporter of UNM Athletics. Visit our beautiful 10,000 square foot showroom at 1460 Renaissance Boulevard across from Sam's Club or DreamStyleRemodeling.com to make your home remodeling dreams come true.
Is this my car?
State Farm knows that for every one of those moments,
This is ridiculous!
there's one of these.
Is this my car? What? This is ridiculous.
This can't be happening!
This can't be happening.
Oh, it's happening, sweetheart.
Oh, it's happening, sweetheart.
Shut up.
Shut up!
That's why State Farm is there, with car insurance for when things go wrong, but also here with car loans to help life go right. State Farm.
Talk to State Farm agent Marty Size or Michelle Rudolph in Albuquerque today.
Hey, you gonna do this or what? You gotta do it. And keep doing it. Do it big. Hit it. Step it up. Always take the risk. Don't just watch it. Put your phone down and do it. Drip splash like the ice on the wrist. That's a call I can't miss. Do what they say you can. Because there are those who don't and those who do. Let's do.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number 1. Cover it with green stuff, 1 scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
Hi, I'm Nathan Smith, owner of Realty Executives Advantage right here in Albuquerque, New Mexico. I built my business on honesty, hard work, and the willingness to do whatever it takes to get the deal done. For me, it's not just about the one sale. It's about developing the relationship. Just ask Drew. My goal is to become your trusted real estate advisor. I truly want to be your realtor for life.
Talk to State Farm agent Greg Shamus today.
Next in line.
Get into the game with Garden Swartz Team Sales.
They have everything you need, from screen printing, embroidery, and digital printing services, high school letterman jackets, and all high school and club uniforms, and individual and team apparel with the most reliable brands like Speedline, Rollins, and Wilson. And don't forget to check out the latest F7 Shut helmet. It's all at Garden Swartz Team Sales. Give them a call, 505-884-1234. Garden Swartz Team Sales.
Jackson Compaction wants to help you keep your green and keep the community green as well. Jackson Compaction has worked hard to maintain the same prices since day one. Always easy and painless trash removal with professional crews and quality service. If it's non-hazardous waste, debris, or trash on your land, leave it to us. At Jackson Compaction, we're dedicated to ensuring the conservation of our environment. You trash it, we smash it. Jackson Compaction, we've earned a reputation for great results.
Talk to State Farm agent Greg Shamus today.
Get into the game with Garden Swartz Team Sales. They have everything you need, from screen printing, embroidery, and digital printing services, high school letterman jackets, and all high school and club uniforms, and individual and team apparel with the most reliable brands like Speedline, Rollins, and Wilson. And don't forget to check out the latest F7 Shut helmet. It's all at Garden Swartz Team Sales. Give them a call, 505-884-1234. Garden.
Talk to State Farm agent Greg Shamus today.
Get into the game with Garden Swartz Team Sales. They have everything you need, from screen printing, embroidery, and digital printing services, high school letterman jackets, and all.
Rio Rancho High School. Gala Chevrolet halftime recap. There would be nice if our director, Jason Boy's done everything tonight to get us on air. We're live on Facebook and on Twitter, along with Chris Williams. Want to remind you here in Gala Chevrolet halftime recap that it's Truck Month. It's that time of the year. It happens once a month every year. And we want you in a 2019 Silverado. It's the most dependable, longest-lasting, full-size pickup on the road. You want to go fishing, hunting, camping, a drive up to the Sandia Mountains. What's the best way to do it? In your brand new Chevrolet Truck Month. One time a year, you can visit them at the brand new state-of-the-art facility on Candelaria at University for a test drive. Folks, Gala Chevrolet, you can see all the special deals. Truck Month, once a year. Visit them. Again, Adam Deal along with Chris Williams. We're glad you could be here tonight. We have had some technical difficulties, Chris, unable to get on My 50 TV tonight. We really apologize. Sometimes it happens. We really apologize also to the NFHS Network. And so just because we want to give the fans what is, we think, the best game in the state, and it's living up to that, we are now live on Facebook. We're live on Twitter and YouTube. So wherever you can find us, you want to comment, that's fine. We want to hear it. We apologize again for the technical difficulties about to start this second half. Now let's catch up. 14-13 is our score. Rio Rancho Rams come out blazing, right? Isaiah Chavez with an unbelievable running touchdown, a 10-yard runner, and then a fantastic throw after a turnover, a 45-yard bomb to watch. All of a sudden, it's 13-0. Rio Rancho is rolling to start.
Yeah, they're rolling. They're getting going, and then Cleveland comes out and gets a big stop. They go down and score a touchdown, kind of a gritty drive of their own. and then they get another stop, and then score again, get the lead right there before the half, and that's where we're sitting at, 1-point game. It's been a battle. It's lived up to what it's been.
And
2 versus
Cleveland's
3.
kind of flipped it, right? And how good has Jeff Davison looked, especially in the second quarter, getting away, getting out of pressure. He's really got that shoulder roll out to get out of traffic and get out of pressure, and then in finding receivers.
Yeah, he watched a lot of Manziel tape. You can tell he kind of spins out of there and tries to find receiver. The ball comes off of his hand really nice. He does a good job of throwing the football. He's hit some guys today, and he's led his team down 2 times to get scores, and they've looked good in the second quarter.
Well, glad you could join us live here. Hope you enjoy the second half. We'll have it for you when we return here at Rio Rancho High School.
All high school and get into the game with Garden Swartz Team Sales. They have everything you need from screen printing, embroidery, and digital printing services, high school letterman jackets, and all high school and club uniforms and individual and team apparel with the most reliable brands like Speedline, Rollins, and Wilson. And don't forget to check out the latest F7 Shut helmet. It's all at Garden Swartz Team Sales. Give them a call, 505-884-1234. Garden Swartz Team Sales.
Well, let's show you some first half highlights as Cleveland and Rio Rancho, the rivalry continues. And Trey Watson, you saw that off the play action, Chris. All of a sudden, 13-0 Rio Rancho. This was the first touchdown of the game. This was in Chavez breaking tackles. He could be elusive, the senior quarterback, as he's tackled into the end zone. Rio Rancho that with Trey Watson's touchdown. Rio Rancho's rolling. And then that's the rollout we're talking about. Davison to the end zone. And this time he was able to find Xavier Walker for the 6 and then the 1-yard touchdown run for Davison. And Cleveland has taken the lead. And also, Rio Rancho, they're going to get the ball to start the second half.
Yeah, though, they got a chance to sit back there and answer. They're going to get the ball first and let Chavez go to work. Davidson's going to have to wait to do his turn, but he's looked good in the second quarter. He led his team down 2 touchdown drives. And on that touchdown throw, he had kind of a broken play. Got some pressure, made a play with his feet to get away from it and find an open receiver. And it's a good. They looked good in the second quarter. These offenses has kind of found themselves. Rio Rancho's got to get back to what they were doing in that first quarter where they had a lot of success. But Cleveland's definitely found themselves and look forward to a good battle here in the second half.
How about the games that are going on across the state? We know that La Cueva and Clovis are tied 15-15. That one starting in the second half. We'll obviously keep you updated. That's streaming live on the NFHS Network and live on Comcast Channel 26. So that game is going on. We have started second half here from Rio Rancho High School. And Rio Rancho going to get it about the 23-yard line. That was Barraza. The return, and so the Rio Rancho offense stuttered a little bit in that second quarter. What do they got to do to get going again, Chris?
Yeah, they got to go back to their roots. Their whole game is ground and pound. They use V-Hill, they use Chavez. They got away from that a little bit. They hit some play actions, but there were some passes that Chavez missed as well. And those would have been touchdown passes. I mean, some of those guys were wide open, and it's made this offense stall a little bit. So they got to get back to what they're doing until Chavez can get comfortable of hitting those passes again.
All right, so here is V-Hill, it was actually Elijah Smith.
Yeah, try to run to the outside again, getting some success, getting some yards. Cleveland's defense has done a pretty good job of stringing those out and keeping the yards to a minimum, but a nice gain there for Rio Rancho. I think you're going to see a lot of this in the second half. You're going to see a lot of kind of ground and pound from the Rams. I think their advantage is up front, And I think that coaching staff may have figured that out, and I think you're going to see a lot more downhill and getting those balls to the back and letting Chavez use his feet.
Here is a handoff to Vigil, and he gets across the 30, so 3rd and short coming now as Cleveland's trying to get Rio Rancho off the field right away. They're on top 14-13 our score here. Hey, we want to remind you, folks, if you want to join us, you want to find out where your team is seated, whether they've been selected for the NMAA football tournament, we're going to have it for you. Bracket breakdown, 9:30 tomorrow night. We'll do it live from our Pro V Network studios. We'll be live here on Facebook and Twitter, as well as Comcast Channel 26. We want to see your watch parties. So, again, if you're looking to find out some in-depth breakdown of the 4 brackets that will be released, we'll have it for you. Chavez got a quarterback keep, and I think he's got a first down, Chris, as he stretches for 4 yards.
Yeah, that was a good run there. Cleveland did a good job of getting under that and almost getting him down before he crossed that line to gain. Good job by Rio Rancho getting that first down. That's always the hardest one out of the half. Now you got to take a deep breath and continue your plan of attack. You can tell Rio Rancho is a little more methodical than Cleveland, even though it's kind of a muddle huddle, kind of nobody really gets in there tight. They take their time, they get lined up, and they go after it.
Here's the handoff to Vigil behind a blocker, trying to stretch the run, and then dives forward for about 4. And so the sophomore will pick up some good yards. It's filled in nicely here, Chris. Curious what they announce as a crowd. I mean, maybe like 3,000 or something like that, I would imagine.
Yeah, they're braving the cold out here with us, and these kids here playing a hard-fought, good football weather game. A little bit of wind, not too bad though. You're definitely gonna see the wills. Who's gonna have the most will? These two teams are evenly matched. They've kind of played to a stalemate here so far, and yeah, it's gonna be a battle of who wants it more.
Chavez, just a designed draw play. Not much, maybe a yard to the 40. And so a big 3rd down again coming here. Rio Rancho, what they will do, too, is eat the clock on you if they can pull these methodical drives. They did their first drive, took up a whole quarter, Chris, and they went 90 yards. This will be 3rd down at about 5, maybe 4.
Yeah, and I think Cleveland knows that, too. And you could tell these linebackers and these defensive back linemen, they're getting good penetration here so far in this half. They've been able to kind of neutralize that Rio Rancho O-line. And then now we got a nice 3rd and 5 here. See what Rio Rancho decides to do. They've had a lot of success running this little option here, this little read option between Vigil and Chavez.
Vigil's going to get wide. Chavez looking, firing down the middle, and it was almost intercepted. And Cleveland's defense stopped Rio Rancho, and it looks like for the moment they're going to punt it. Now, I've seen Coach House play around. I don't know if he plays around here.
No, I don't think he does here. 2 Rams in the same area right there. That's never a good thing for the offense, and just not a lot of spacing. So, yeah, they're going to punt, and it's got to punt into this wind, too. You can see right there 2 Rams in the same spot.
There's your 8th-graded performance center instant replay, and so now it's punting time.
He is punting into the wind, so he's probably not going to get
Drops.
a huge distance.
And Walker sends it in the air, and spiraling, fair caught. Luke Wysong,
excellent
blazing
job.
Fast. What
Excellent
doesn't he?
Job by Wysong coming up and fielding
in traffic,
that ball,
not scared of it.
Fair catch. You know you're safe there, and just make the play. That saves a huge amount of yards in field position.
How about this? Rio Rancho will love that, won't they? They're going to start at the 42-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Rams. Excuse me, 1st and 10 for the Cleveland Storm. Did I say the Rams, Chris?
Yeah. Yeah, no, Cleveland's going to have good field position after that punt. Got to take advantage now with the wind at your back. You know, a lot of times these are your scoring opportunities. It's a lot harder to score into that wind.
Here's a delayed handoff to Dorian Lewis, who it looked a lot like Dorian Lewis in that first half that we've seen last year, Chris. This time, though, he's going to lose a couple yards. And that penetration from the defense for Rio Rancho has been big time.
Yeah, Lewis has looked the best that I've seen him look so far. And, yeah, that Rio Rancho defense, they know. They know they got to stop him. He sets a balance to this team. We know they can throw the ball. We know they got good receivers on the outside. But it's when they can run it that makes them really dangerous.
Here's some room on the outside and shoved out of bounds after a first down.
Ortega.
And that's Trey Ortega. We know he can move. He's the backup quarterback. Had to fill in for Davison for a couple games. Did a really good job. There's a penalty marker down. And then against Volcano Vista, this offense sputtered, didn't it?
Yeah,
but most offenses have.
They just couldn't get anything going. They gave up touchdowns on their first 4 drives, and that kind of really put them behind the 8 ball, trying to pass with their quote-unquote non-passing quarterback, and it just wasn't a good day for them that day. It was a solid run by Ortega. It looks like they're going to get some type of illegal block. It's going to hurt the Storm.
It's going to back Cleveland up.
Second down and long again for the Storm. With the wind at their back here, this it might be the time to kind of take your shot. Maybe you find Trey Watson. He had a big completion there at the end of the half. You've been getting a lot of one-on-ones outside.
Second down and 12. And
we have a delay game.
Cleveland struggling getting their offense going here. Both teams come out maybe a little bit asleep at halftime.
Yeah, you can tell something's wrong with the communication. They're just not able to get what they want to communicate to everybody fast enough, and it's just taking too long. They had success when they were going fast. I think that's what changed Cleveland's fortunes in the first half, is when they started playing with some tempo. They should think about going back to that for the rest of the game, to be honest.
Rancho might have just jumped off sides and gave the 5 yards right back.
Yeah.
And if the audience could have seen your, what are you doing?
Game.
That's, yeah.
It really has been. It's been a sloppy game. You would hope that these guys will play a little bit more of cleaner football being this late in the year. But, emotions are high, rivalry game. Some stuff is gonna happen, but you want to try to keep those pre-snap penalties to a minimum. Those are ones that you can control.
Well, here's the draw play handoff for a few for Dorian as he makes his way up to the 44-yard line. So 3rd and about 8 coming here for Cleveland. 14-13, it's a Storm on top.
Yeah, the last few third downs, they've ran this trip set and try to run some curls for these inside slot receivers.
Davison out of the pistol. Looking, got away from one, but not the second, and a sack. And what a game tonight for Jalen Smith, the senior.
He's been all over the place today. He's making all the plays that they really need. And
I mean, he's been all over.
Another big stop there. Getting the sack on 3rd down. You're able to force a punt now. Should get decent field position here. As the punt returner here, you really got to check that wind. It's been back and forth all game long. If you get a strong gust, though, you got to give him a few more yards. And it looks like V-Hill's doing that. He's scooting back a little bit.
So here's the punt and a fair catch for Zach Vigil, the sophomore at the 30-yard line. Rio Rancho will get it back for their second possession of the game. I'd like to thank Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporters, and also the Frontier of New Mexico Athletics. I'd also like to thank Garden Swartz Team Sales. You can customize athletic apparel, quality unique sport clothing for all your team uniforms, all your team gear. Visit Garden Swartz Team Sales and Ramada by Wyndham, ProView's preferred hotel. It's Ramada by Wyndham. 1st and 10 for Rio Rancho, trailing by 1 in this rivalry. Play action and a toss from Chavez. Ever since he found Watson, he's been a little bit off, Chavez. Now, that was tightly guarded there.
Yeah, it looks eerily similar to the first half, Both the teams come out and kind of do nothing, and then all of a sudden you saw Rio Rancho get going, and then Cleveland got going. So, yeah, he's been off, though. He's missed a couple guys. He's had some opportunities for some really big plays and just hasn't been accurate with the football.
Here's Vigil. And Vigil weaves his way for a couple, makes something out of nothing And again, another third down for Rio Rancho, 3rd and 6 coming.
Yeah, Rio Rancho would really like to get him going. He hasn't had the best of games so far. A lot of it, too, has just been a lack of opportunities. I don't think he's gotten the types of carries that he probably wants. But they run at a different clip when they have both of their weapons going. When they have him going and then they have Chavez going, it's really difficult to stop. When it's just one or the other, they come back down to earth a little bit.
Back to pass, Chavez throws low, and it's incomplete on 3rd down. He was looking for Watson. He had him, Chris, and he just underthrows him this time. And so now Rio Rancho will have to punt already for the 2nd time in this half.
Yeah, you can tell he just doesn't have the same confidence as he had in the first part of the game throwing. So he's got to get in there and shake that, And it happens. We heard on Monday Night Football Sam Darnold talking about, seeing ghosts. Sometimes you get in your own head back there at quarterback, and you just got to take a second, calm yourself down, and believe in your abilities again. And just go out there and play.
Punting into the wind is Wysung. Again, will fair catch, and Luke pulls it in at the 33-yard line. Cleveland will get their 2nd possession of this half. Glad you could join us tonight here. We're live on Twitter and Facebook due to technical difficulties. Apologies, those of you looking for the game on My50TV or also looking for it on the NFHS network. Unable to make it happen tonight, but this is news. For the first time ever, Twitter and Facebook will have a game for you here. So we apologize, but hey, watch some good football.
Hey, come watch some good football. It's been an interesting game here. This is the 2nd and 3rd ranked team in the state, and they've played a stalemate game so far. It's 14-13. They're battling it out. Those offenses are trying to figure it out, and
you saw the crew in the back, Jason Poole, William Powell. They're making the magic happen, though. There's been some issues tonight. They're able to at least give it to you so you could watch it.
Another pre-snap penalty. It's turning into a really sloppy game
here. It is. It's just been – it's 14-13. Did you expect it to be a little bit higher scoring?
Not necessarily. I figured this game would kind of be in that 28-point range, and I think they're pretty much on pace for that.
6:08 to go here. In this first quarter.
I thought that the offenses would figure it out, and then they did, and now it's kind of the defenses have figured it back out.
Well, the screen is set up, and then Davison fires over the head of Dorian Lewis, so 2nd and long coming.
If I'm the coaches, I'm grabbing my 2 quarterbacks and telling them, look, guys, take a deep breath. Just calm down. Just go out here and play.
It's anybody's game.
We have all the playmakers in the world. Just stand in there and make the plays that are open for you, because there's been opportunities and both of them, with respect to the position, knowing how hard it is, it just missed a couple of opportunities where they could have changed the game. But like you said, everything is right there for them. It's 13-14, halfway through the 3rd.
2nd down and 15 as Davison's going to hand it off to Lewis, and he's going nowhere. Stuck in the backfield. Dorian Lewis dropped, and it's Tyler Woyson who makes the play.
Yeah, these defenses have turned it up a notch. You could tell their intensity level has risen, and now we're going to see if that offenses can match it. So right now it's Cleveland's turn. They got 3rd and long. They've run these combinations here where they've run these curls, and they've tried to hit them behind these backers here deep. I would look for something similar to that, maybe even a dig come in behind everybody after you clear them out.
All right, so 3rd and 14 now for Davison. Looking, Dorian out of the backfield. What a cut, a little move, another one. Lewis shake and bake, and he's down the sideline. And a 1st down, a highlight reel for the Dorian Lewis.
Yeah, that's just special right there. It's nice when you're a quarterback and you can just flick it out there 3rd and 15 and let your running back go break 3 tackles and get a first down.
I've been waiting to see that from Dorian just live. He's back.
Yeah.
I mean, that is the Dorian that we saw last year, Chris. Watch this.
I mean, this is just sweet feet, right? This is running back all day, one-on-one. Sweet feet, get your knees up, break tackles, make plays.
And then again to the outside.
They do better when they go fast.
Dorian Lewis.
They got to keep this tempo up.
Excuse me, that's Watson, Chris. It's his 3rd. I'm sorry, go ahead.
They just got to keep that tempo up. They play a lot better when they're able to just line up, go fast. They got playmakers. You make this defense have to play real vanilla when it's like that. You start moving fast, you're going to do one of 2 things. You're going to play simple zone or you're going to blitz.
Davison on 2nd and short, and he's going to run, and he's got the first, and he'll step out of bounds. He had all day, didn't he, as he steps out near the 25-yard line, officially the 27-yard line.
Yeah, it's interesting when this Rio Rancho team is fresh, that defensive line takes control, and it's a lot harder for Cleveland to block. And as they speed this tempo up, you could tell that defensive line starts to slow down, and Davison gets more time to make his reads and make his throws and scramble and things like that. And Dorian starts to find the creases a little bit more. So it all plays a role in it. It all plays a role together. It all works together.
You see the Cleveland crowd on their picture there has made their way in the Cleveland band.
Yeah, they got to like what they're seeing right now from their team.
Nice setting for this rivalry. 1st and 10 from the 27. And again, it's a screen. And Dorian, look at this, bobbing and weaving and spinning his way to the 22.
And, you know, it's only a 4 or 5 yard game, but it's so important on 1st down just to get those positive yards and keep you in that manageable down and distance. Cleveland's done a good job of just kind of doing what Rio Rancho, what we thought Rio Rancho might do, just kind of gut punch him. They're doing it a little bit differently. They're doing it with screens and more of these outside throws and stuff.
Quick toss to the outside and a bubble screen, and it's Watson, and he spins his way near 1st down yardage, picks up 4, and so his 4th reception of the game, Trey Watson, and now Cleveland got a 3rd and 1 coming.
Yeah, again, just getting the ball out of your hands fast, making that defensive line have to work. You got to go chase the screen now. We rush. 3 or 4 plays in a row, we're tired. Now they kick out a wide receiver screen that we have to go run down. You know, those D linemen, they get tired fast.
And Davison's just going to shove his way forward for a quarterback sneak. A little Tom Brady-esque, right? It doesn't have to be pretty, just find the gap.
It's so effective. It's such a difficult play to stop. You only have a little bit to go. There's only one exchange. You don't have time to watch the quarterback take the snap and he reverses back and hands it off. You have time to get in there as a D lineman. Quarterback sneak, it's hiking right now. Upfield coming at you.
1st down from the 16. Handoff is Dorian, and he's in. Touchdown. The Dorian Lewis, and Cleveland back on the board. And this drive shows exactly who Dorian Lewis is. I'll say firsthand. It's great to see, Chris.
Great to see him back healthy. You see the knee brace still on, but he's looking like the normal Dorian Lewis that everyone's accustomed to seeing. And great drive there by Cleveland.
And he's just so difficult. His smooth cuts
in
it's traffic.
It's the shiftiness with power. When normally smaller guys like myself, we'll make those little shifty moves. We don't necessarily have a bunch of power behind it. We're doing it with more of our speed. He's doing these little shifty cuts, and he has some juice behind it. He's breaking these arm tackles. He's not leaving these guys opportunities to pull him down.
Dorian Lewis, Cleveland back
Great
on the
back
board.
Right there. That's what you look for.
Hey, you gonna do this or what? You gotta do it. And keep doing it. Do it big. Hit it. Step it up. Always take the risk. Don't just watch it. Put your phone down and do it. Drip splash like the ice on the wrist. That's a call I can't miss. Do what they say you can't. Because there are those who don't and those who do. Let's do.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a #1. Cover it with green stuff, 1 scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my...
Well, what a drive, and Dorian Lewis highlight reel on that one, Chris. We were just talking about it off air, how great this kid is just as a guy. He's just a good human. And then to watch him tear his ACL a little over a year ago and then to start playing like that, that's what you want to see. Let's go to a report for Sebastian Noel.
Well, Rio Rancho comes out for the second half now led by a sledgehammer because they want to swing the hammer in the second half. There's been a much better second half team after that week 1 collapse against Centennial when the quarterback, Isaiah Chavez, some of the captains, they call a players only meeting after week 1. Just the captains, no coaches at all. And since those players only meetings, they've been rolling. Adam, Chris?
They have. Rio Rancho's looked fantastic. And with the only loss since then, they ripped off 6 in a row, Chris. The only losses to Volcano Vista. No shame on that. Here's Chavez, and he's got some room as he spins his way for a 9-yard gain. Players only meeting after that Centennial game. You and I were here. I don't think I've ever seen a team that late in the second half blow a 28-point lead and lose in overtime. Against a very good Centennial team, but a team that you would imagine if Rio Rancho played again would beat.
Yeah, they looked really passive in that half, and it's funny that you'd have a players-only meeting after the first game of the season, but I think that it was warranted. After blowing a 28-point lead like that at home in your opener, when you have the type of schedule that Rio Rancho had, they had to get that thing addressed right now, and kudos to them for being able to do that.
Stretch play to the outside, excuse me, Chris. It's Barrazas. He's got a first down, and he's shoved out. That's a 14-yard gain to the 45.
Yeah, and that was a great block there by V-Hill. Did a good job of hooking his man, but not getting the holding penalty. Right here, you're going to see it. V-Hill leads out, kind of overruns it a little bit, but gets the block, doesn't hold, doesn't get the clip. Letting his man be able to turn that corner and pick up the first down.
I'll tell you, he's been a weapon, hasn't he, Daniel Barraza? He's got 3 receptions tonight.
He's looked good tonight. He's made some plays. He even had one called back that was a nice play. And, any time that Rio Rancho can find another guy, it's just going to help them out. It's going to help balance everything out for Chavez.
Here's a keeper for Chavez, and he's going to get called for that. Now, the rule is hurdling. You could hurdle if someone's diving towards your knees. Then you could hurdle. If you initiate the hurdle as a move, then it's illegal. Chris, I know your feelings about it, and most people's feelings about it as you take another look. I mean, the player looks like he's going low. What do you want him to do?
I mean, you see a guy duck his head, you know that he's going to start going low.
It's so difficult.
Now I'll say this. I understand.
Well, let's see if they pick it up.
I understand them not wanting guys to hurdle because it is a dangerous play. You leave the air in football. You're going to get hit. You're going to come down.
Let's throw it down to Sebastian for a quick update real quick.
Adam, that's the third time on the My 50 game of the week that hurdling has been called for a penalty. You can only hurdle when the referee deems that you're trying to avoid danger to your knees, and apparently that didn't happen. Third time in the season that an offensive ball carrier has been penalized for hurdling.
Yeah, I'm just not a fan of a ref being able to tell me when my knee is in danger. Like, as a player, if he made that decision based out of instincts because somebody came up to tackle him.
Also, I mean, it's 15-yarder, right? Maybe like a 5. I mean, that's tough. Chavez is going to fire. He's going to go deep looking for Watson. Watson was saying that he was shoved. He went down a little too easy, though, huh? And there's going to be no call?
Yeah, that was a tough one. Underthrown football. He did what you're supposed to do. You slow down, defense runs into you. You would like to see the flag there on that play. If you're a Rio Rancho fan, if you're a Cleveland fan, you're saying, "Hey, good, no call."
It's not enough there.
I think you like the, as a player, you like the no call because that's not a lot there. If you're telling these guys, Watson, play through that, right?
Yeah.
Just keep trying to fight and find the football. And if you're gonna slow down, like really slow down, make sure he runs you over so it's a real flag. That one there, that's too light. They're not gonna call that.
Chavez looking, pump fake. He's got all the time in the world. Now he's gonna run. And makes his way up across the 45-yard line. It'll be third down again. We'll throw it to Sebastian Noel. Sebastian.
I can tell you they're not happy on the Rio Rancho sideline right now. Coach House was still upset coming out at halftime for that third down encroachment call in the first half, and he wanted a flag on that one badly. I really thought he was going to get a penalty. He is still working the official. He's hot right now, Adam.
You can see him down there, Sebastian. Well done. Not happy. I wouldn't be happy either. That's a big penalty. 15 yards, and this is a playmaker making a play. I'm with you. How do you tell when you're in danger or not? I don't know. Here's Chavez. Looking. Now he's going to run. He's got all the speed. Chavez makes his way near the first down mark. Did he fumble it? He might have. Cleveland say they have it.
Cleveland does. Refs pointing to Cleveland.
The Storm have turned over Isaiah Chavez and the Rio Rancho Rams now twice. And Cleveland in control. They've scored 21 answered, and they're going to get it back. Take another look. 8th Grady's Performance Center replay.
Yeah, they forced a few turnovers right there just because it doesn't get the block that he's looking for, and big collision, ball comes out. Storm with the recovery. Storm defense has turned it up a notch after not a good start for them. They've held Rio Rancho scoreless.
Check this out.
And they had a few turnovers to boot.
Cleveland's won 3 of the last 4 games in this rivalry. The road team has won 8 out of 9 times in this rivalry. It's incredible.
No home field advantage.
No, here's the sweep. And a lot of room across the 40 and across the 35.
Wysung.
And Luke Wysung, he's got a ton of speed, doesn't he?
Yeah, he showed it
Wysung.
there.
Chris, this is dangerous now for Rio Rancho.
This is definitely danger time. They got to get a stop here now. It's still one possession game, but obviously a score here takes it to 2, and you definitely don't want to get a touchdown the way that Cleveland's defense has been playing. You know, you're not too confident.
Here's the handoff. Dorian's got all the room. Dorian a cut to the outside, and he's going to go to the 5, diving in. Is he there? They're going to mark him down at the 1.
The 1. It's going to be close. Hey, there's not too much you can say, man. That's just a special move from a special kid.
They can't stop him now, Chris.
I mean, watch. You guys watch right here. It's not only the fact that he's able to get through the hole. Like, that part's the cool part. But right here, that cut, you can't teach that. That's God-given right there.
Marked down at the 1-yard line. Dorian Lewis says, let's go, baby. I'm back. And he's looked better than he's looked since last season, in my opinion.
Back. Yeah, they do. Quarterback sneak again.
Davison is into the end zone. Touchdown, Cleveland. And the Storm with 4 straight scores and have a 2-score lead against Rio Rancho.
Yeah, they've answered the bell. I mean, they were tested out early, and kudos to them for stepping up and overcoming, and they've taken control of this football game. We thought in the opener that Rio Rancho had the advantage up front, and Cleveland has matched it. They really have, offensively and defensively up front. They've come to play tonight, and right now they're in control of this football game.
Extra point for Trey Ortega is up, and it's through, and it's all Cleveland. They've got a 2-score lead here in the 3rd quarter.
Hi, I'm Nathan Smith, owner of Realty Executives Advantage right here in Albuquerque, New Mexico. I built my business on honesty, hard work, and the willingness to do whatever it takes to get the deal done. For me, it's not just about the one sale. It's about developing the relationship. Just ask Drew. My goal is to become your trusted real estate advisor. I truly want to be your realtor for life.
Glad you could join us. Cleveland's have opened up a 2-score lead. As Rio Rancho will take the return here. It's V Hill across the 25, across the 30. And the Rams with a turnover in that last drive. I mean, think how different this game could be. They're moving the ball. They would have had a 4th and 1, and
they've had a couple
now
turnovers.
It's a 2-score game, and how good. We're talking about Dorian Lewis, Chris, and you've been through injuries. I think it's difficult to finally really find your groove to where you were, and I think we're starting to see that.
Yeah, it just takes time. It's a process. You have to go through all of it. You have to go through the rehab. Then you have to go through the strength part. Then you have to go through.
Look at that. We got a little update on their
go.
weather, Chris. You talked about, it'll be 60 at kickoff, and then probably
it'll
30.
It'll dip down a little bit, but these guys are tough, man. It tests your mental fortitude for sure.
Yeah.
And you gotta adapt. You gotta do what you gotta do.
All right, so not out of it by any means. That is the end of the 3rd quarter, though, and the Rams really have to get it going on this drive. When we return, 4th quarter action coming up. Cleveland on top.
Jackson Compaction wants to help you keep your green green. And keep the community green as well. Jackson Compaction has worked hard to maintain the same prices since day one. Always easy and painless trash removal with professional crews and quality service. If it's non-hazardous waste, debris, or trash on your land, leave it to us. At Jackson Compaction, we're dedicated to ensuring the conservation of our environment. You trash it, we smash it. Jackson Compaction, we've earned a reputation for great results.
Talk to State Farm agent Greg Shamus today.
Get into the game with Garden Swords.
We're live here on Twitter and Facebook. We apologize, technical difficulties through my 50 in the NFHS network, but had to get to the stream somehow. Adam Deal here with Chris Williams and Sebastian Noel, the third member of our crew. We'll go to the fourth quarter with the Cleveland Storm on top 28-13. A score update for you, the big game over at Wilson Stadium, LaQuave and Clovis. They're tied late in the third quarter, 22-22. It's a good one, Chris. And here's Chavez, and Chavez makes a nice move, almost broke it as he gets across midfield, and he goes, let's go, Rams. They've got to get a score on this drive, wouldn't you say?
They got to get something going. Good run there. Good tackle by Madison Colton there, because that was about to be a touchdown if he didn't make that play. Yeah, they need something. But you got some momentum now. You're back on your Cleveland side of the field. You have plenty of time. Obviously, getting points on this drive right here is a premium, so you actually give yourself enough time.
On the outside, and Cleveland's defensively all over it. You're right, it was Trey Ortega on the edge, and it's a big loss.
You know, he's just fast, and he's able to track that down. You get that screen out there, lots of space, and he just closed all that down in a hurry. Made a good, solid tackle. I think Rio Rancho just keeps going to their bread and butter. You know, keep running that option. Let Chavez find the holes. Throw in the play action here and there because you'll start getting some of this one-on-one coverage.
Chavez is going to go deep, and he's looking for Watson, and he hauls it in. A quick strike, touchdown, a 50-yarder from Chavez to Watson, his second one tonight.
Yeah, and you see Watson with his hands up because he knows he could probably have 4 touchdowns. This route has been open all game long. They hit another one there, and this game is back to
his third reception, 2 of them long touchdowns. The first one 45 yards, this one 49 yards. As Watson
had a little difficulty there, but reels it in. Has 2 steps on the defender, so he's clear from that. But he's been open on plays just like that. That post route has been his bread and butter this game, and they've missed him a couple times, but they've also hit him too. So you know, they're right there. It's a ball game.
Through Rio Rancho back within a score.
Find a career with benefits, not just a job, at UA Local 412 Training Center. We are looking for plumbers, pipe fitters, welders, and HVAC tech apprentices and journeymen. Call 505-256-9257. Local Union 412.
What an answer by Isaiah Chavez and the Rams, Chris. We talked about Cleveland have totally taken over. Scored 4 unanswered touchdowns, and then Chavez connects with Watson, 49-yarder. Now it's Cleveland's turn. And a cut to the outside. Look out across the 30. Good return to the 32.
Yeah, but like you were saying, though, big answer for the Rams. They really did need that. It lets you now continue to play the type of football game that you want to play, because if you stay down 2 scores and let Cleveland start bleeding some of that clock out, now that pressure starts to ratchet up. You know you got to get 2 possessions. And now we're back to this 1 possession game. Your defense can go out there and play normal, try to get this stop here. You know, if I'm Rio Rancho, I think about heating up Cleveland a little bit more. I'm going to start blitzing more, get some of these run blitzes, and see if I can't get after Davidson.
Here's a draw play handoff to Lewis.
And stop this guy, because he's had a
I don't.
huge half.
Can you stop this guy right now?
Well, you got to get more hats to the football. You know, obviously he's making the first man miss on a pretty regular basis, and sometimes even the second guy. So you got to get more hats around him and corral that horse. Got to get him down on the ground.
Dorian Lewis has been fantastic tonight.
Yeah, he's had a big game in the ground game and in the pass catching game. He's made some big plays, and obviously he's really trusted for this football team.
Here's the keeper for Davison, showing off some speed himself. Davison gets all the way to the 40, the 41-yard line. Big pickup there on 2nd and 5.
And that's the wrinkle, right? You know he's not going to do it for the most of the game. You can pretty much book
the 1 or 2 he
gonna
does,
pass
though.
it, and the 1 or 2 that he does end up being just like this. And good play design, making sure those linemen are there to get those blocks. You saw he got a big one there to spring
Here's
him.
Dorian, cuts it to the outside, and he's got some room across the 40 and a 5-yard gain for Lewis.
Hey, that's the matchup right there. Is Smith and Lewis.
Smith has been all over it, but Dorian has really taken over here in the second half, hasn't he?
Yeah, he has. And Cleveland will be smart to just keep giving him the football as much as you can. Let him take you home in this game. You already got the ball across midfield. Great drive so far. Big answer. Any type of points here puts immense pressure on Rio Rancho.
Rio Rancho looking for a big stop if they can get it. Here's the pitch. Wysong, and he's got all the room. Flag is down. A cut inside the 10 and 1st and goal, but I have a feeling this is coming back.
Yeah, great play design. It's a counter, but they just pitched the ball up to Wysong out of that. He made that cut a little too early on that cutback. I think it would have been there for that touchdown, but yeah, that ball is going to come back. They're going to bring it back.
I'd like to thank our State Farm insurance agent sponsors. Jeff Fowler, when's the last time you sat down with your insurance agent? Give Jeff Fowler a call from State Farm. Also, Marty Seiss. Marty Seiss has been a proud supporter of high school athletics in this community, and he's been supporting Provi Networks for 11 years. Marty Seiss, a proud supporter. Also like to thank Greg Seamus. With life, disability, and bank, Greg Seamus believes it's his job to protect what matters most. Give him a call. Also, Ashley Duran. You can check your youthful driver discounts. Give Ashley Duran a call.
Still trying to figure out the clock. It looks like they got the reset.
Big penalty there in Cleveland, huh?
You know, the whole time they've been dealing with this play clock issue, the time clock has just been going, steadily counting down. So that's a big help for Cleveland. The more time they can bleed off, the better.
They lead it by a full score. Here's Wysong, who makes a cut, and he's so fast, able to get back across the original line of scrimmage up to the 40, and it's a gain of 8 yards for Wysong.
Yeah, you can tell too when he gets it. He's moving at a little bit different clip than most of these guys out here. And when you got a weapon like that and you can display it here in the 4th, when you haven't really been using it, it's a big deal. It makes a big difference. These guys aren't used to that speed. They're not used to somebody hitting the edges like that.
It really feels like Cleveland has Rio Rancho guessing right now.
They've done a good job. The play calling has been such to where they can do that now. Davidson's done just enough passing where they have to keep it respectful. Still got to worry about the big targets on the outside, guys that can go up and make big plays.
Davidson's looking, 3rd down under pressure, and he's going to have to throw it away.
Yeah,
so 4th down on this part of the field. What do you do, Chris?
Yeah, I'm not in love with that one. I feel like in this part of the field, you know you're going to go for it anyway. So go ahead and run the ball right there on 3rd down. See if you can't just get a little bit closer and make this an easier 4th down. Now you know you're going to go for it. I think there's 2 ways you can do it. I think you either quick kick this, which we've seen them do in the past, where their quarterback just lines up and takes a snap and try to pin him down deep. You know, or you go to the air and you try to hit these little curl routes that you've been doing with Dorian on your swing out as your outlet.
Well, big fourth down if they do go for it. Davison will punt, by the way. They're
Ooh,
trying to
good
draw
flag.
Rio Rancho. They get him.
Nah, that's Cleveland. Cleveland
Did
jumped
Cleveland
offside.
jump?
Looks like the receiver moved.
You're right, Chris.
And now I think if you're a coach,
They're punting now.
I think you gotta punt this football. You gotta try to pin them down deep, keep them inside of the 10, and let your defense go out there and get a stop.
I think they'll line up to go for it. I don't think they're going for it. I think what you called earlier, this is a Jeff Davison pooch punt right now in the shotgun. We'll see. Trying to get it back with Rio Rancho blitzing on the side.
So, yeah, you can see his alignment. He's backed way up now. He's at 7.
Punting. And it hangs high. Davison puts this at the 15 as it spins back, a little backspin on it. And Rio Rancho's going to get it back. Well, Chris, they get it to the 16-yard line. They do their job with 7:44 to play here in the fourth quarter down a score. They've got to go down the field and get some points. Like to thank Realty Executives with Nathan Smith for your real estate needs. Investment properties, give Nathan Smith a call. Also like to thank Car Crafters. 4 great locations in Albuquerque, 2 in Rio Rancho. Car Crafters, like it never happened. Proud supporters of tonight's game. Interesting dynamic live here on Twitter. And here's the sweep for just a yard as Barraza, who's had a nice night, gets one. Live Twitter if you're joining us. Facebook, YouTube. Had some technical difficulties on My 50 TV and the NFHS Network, and just tried to get the stream up any way we could for you tonight, knowing that you'd want to watch this.
Yeah, definitely. You guys got to see these big games, you know. District championships, high seeding on the line. This one has been everything we wanted it to be.
Second down, here's Vigil. Gets to the edge and powers across the 20 to the 22. Maybe the 23. Now you're looking at a third down, third and shorts.
Yeah, we've had a little bit of sloppy play on the penalties, but other than that, this has been a pretty good played game. And yeah, it's big down here for Rio Rancho. The last thing you want to do is give the ball right back to Cleveland and have to deal with that bleeding clock again. They did a good job of getting that first score early in the quarter so that they could have time.
Chavez looking. He's going to have to throw. Nope, he's going to be shoved out in a good defensive play. And so Cleveland make the stop on a sack, and it's punting time for the Rams just like that.
Yeah, you got to give your guys a chance. Just get rid of that football. Either throw it away so you can have it manageable or try to find somebody open. But taking that sack there, you know you're going to end up punting now.
It's a loss of 7 yards, Chris. And, yeah, in your own territory, 6:54 to play. It's punting time.
I mean, your defense has gotten stops, but they haven't gotten a whole bunch of 3 and out, so you're going to have to try to find one here soon. Good punt would help.
A wise song, dangerous. Fair catch does make the grab, and Cleveland and Rio Rancho territory in business here in the fourth quarter, trying to hold on to their touchdown lead. It's a touchdown and a 2-point conversion. Any points here, I think, would be detrimental to Rio Rancho.
Yeah, any points here is going to make it real tough for Rio Rancho to try to come back. And big challenge they got ahead of them because Cleveland's going to already be in plus territory, and like I said, they haven't got a whole bunch of 3 and out. So any first down here, you're pretty much looking at field goal range. But Cleveland's got to execute. They've had their fair share of little inconsistencies in this game.
We thought this game would come down to the fourth quarter. Well, here we go. Handoff is to Dorian Lewis through the middle. And this time just a couple, and that's it.
Yeah, I think you're going to see a heavy dose of Dorian on this drive. They should give him the ball as much as they can. If they want, sprinkle in maybe a receiver screen out there to Watson or Denard, or one of those little fly sweeps to Wysong again, trying to get him on the edge and use his speed. But you know that a first down here is going to be huge.
In trouble and going down is Ortega. And that's a big loss. Rio Rancho's defense needing to come through. They really need to stop, and now it's 3rd and long.
Yeah, that's huge right there. Now you get 3rd and long. You can get off the field. Haven't had many 3-and-outs, but you got a big-time opportunity to get one here. So we haven't seen too many blitzes, but I'd be shocked if we didn't get some type of either zone blitz or an all-out just go get him blitz here. Try to make him make a decision. You know that there's probably a good possibility this ball's getting handed off.
All right, so a big 3rd down. Davison, 5-step drop, fires, and it's near the sticks. It's complete right at the marker. And that could be a 1st down. What a play.
Really good spot on that ball.
They did get a good spot.
Good route, clean catch by Watson.
Well, and you said Watson, you want him to go deeper where the 1st down marker should be. He does it this time. The timing was perfect between the two.
Absolutely, perfect timing. Those routes right there are impossible to stop. Like, you really, when the timing is that crisp, there's nothing you can do.
I mean, Rio Rancho's got to be kicking themselves. 3rd and 16. And then the handoff is to Dorian for 5.
You know, on those types of plays in these situations, 4th quarter, you're Rio Rancho. You got to understand who that is over there. That's their main receiving weapon. Double team him. Go right now. Make somebody else beat you.
Well, it's Watson's 5th catch of the game, and it's his biggest, no doubt. Cleveland, they got a chance to run out this clock here.
Yeah, even if they don't run out the clock, they can run it down enough and kick a field goal to where Rio Rancho won't be able to come back. And they're doing a good job of taking their time now. They're letting that clock run. You know, break this huddle nice and late. You can bet Dorian Lewis going to get this ball here. And they're going to go downhill again. That nice jumbo package. You know, they're not trying to hide anything.
Handoff. Lewis fighting, pushing his way. And there's the power. And he runs for 6 and a 1st down. Dorian Lewis putting on a show tonight. Nothing fancy about that one. That's just
grown man run downhill.
Helm it down.
Yeah, get behind your pads and start pushing. And
how many cleans did you do in the offseason? How big are those legs?
You know, we just wanted to see this from this team. We wanted to see if they'd be able to match Rio Rancho's intensity up front. And so far, Cleveland has done a really good job of that. They're in position to win this football game in large part because their O-line has done a heck of a job against this Rio Rancho D-line. And in turn, that defensive line has done a really good job against the Rio Rancho offense, limiting them to only 20 points so far.
Handed off, Dorian, and he's got another big gain. 7 yards. Sebastian Noel's got an update for us.
Well, Coach right now are just telling his boys to get some more 1st downs. He was pretty upset that they didn't pump the play clock at the end of that last play after the 1st down. Adam, Chris?
Yeah, just steady moving it. That's what they're going to do. They're going to turn around and hand this ball off. They're staying in this jumbo set. And I like it. I like it. It's playoff football now.
This is, I'm going to physically beat you, and we're not hiding what we're doing. And we didn't know Cleveland could do that against Rio Rancho.
Exactly. And, you know, they got to feel a lot of confidence because if they can do it versus a team like Rio Rancho, you should be able to do it versus anybody. So this should give Cleveland a heck of a lot of confidence going into the state playoffs.
Well, Rio Rancho need a stop, and they needed bad. Dorian forward for about a yard, and that's it. So 3rd and short coming here. And Rio Rancho do have all 3 of their timeouts.
Yeah, the biggest difference in this game has been the turnovers. Rio Rancho's had a couple of turnovers, and Cleveland's been clean on that part.
Well, you need to stop Rio Rancho, and it needs to happen now. I would imagine Cleveland's going to use 2 downs here if they need to move those chains again. Remember, 3 timeouts for Rio Rancho, but running out of time.
That's a good question. If you're Cleveland and you don't get this, do you go ahead and take the field goal with the time being what it is? Or do you go for it knowing that they have to score a touchdown and a 2-point conversion? You know, do you just roll the dice again, give it to your Haas?
3rd down. Dorian broke the tackle for the 1st. He got through the arm tackle.
I think we're going to get
forward.
that answer. I think he's a little bit short.
No, they're saying 1st down.
No, he does have it.
Gave him the spot he needed. He needed a yard and a half, and he got it. And
so now we're
he's short. You're right. You're all
short.
Over it, Chris.
I think we're going to get this answer. They're going to go for it. And if you're Rio Rancho.
Did the ref not say 1st down?
I thought he did too, but just looking at where he spotted, it looks short. So
I don't think Heath liked the call. Here we go. They're going to go.
If you're Rio Rancho, man, you can't ask for anything better. You're going and giving me a shot to stay in this game.
Well, Rio Rancho needs to stop the clock, and so they do. with 2 minutes on the nose. The biggest fourth down of the season for both of these teams back when we return.
What is glamour? Frailty. What is desire? Diamonds. They say a life lived without passion is hardly worth living.
Ma'am? Ma'am? Ma'am?
Dang, this one made me feel all special.
Hey, you gonna do this or what? You gotta do it. And keep doing it. Do it big. Hit it. Step it up. Always take the risk.
Fourth down, and Cleveland need about a length of a football. They're going to go for it and try to win this game. Now, Rio Rancho do still have 2 timeouts, but with 2 minutes left, they'd be in position for it. So here it is, a handoff, fullback, first down. Move the chains. I mean, Rio Rancho's going to be able to stop the clock twice, but really it's all in Cleveland's hands now.
Rio Rancho's going to have to force a turnover now. Unless Cleveland, goes for it again, but obviously in this position now, a field goal would be even closer if you were to get to that situation again. And yeah, Rio Rancho's up against it now. Only 2 timeouts. They're going to have to get a fumble here.
Play clock, you would imagine Cleveland going to run it all the way down. It's at 8 right now.
Yeah, leave some time left.
Hand it off, Dorian.
Young quarterbacks, just have to learn from these situations, man. You see that play clock ticking down. Don't even get under the center until 5 seconds.
There is a timeout called. We're going to thank 8 Grady's Performance Center, home of Air Barrera, the most comprehensive football position-specific training in New Mexico. Air Barrera specialized coaches for every position on the field, with over 63 years of combined coaching. Come and visit 8gradys.com. Also like to thank local Union 412. Find a career with benefits with not just a job at UA local 412 Training Center, but we're looking for plumbers, pipe fitters, welders, HVAC tech apprentices, and journeymen. Give them a call. Adam Deal here with Chris Williams. Don't forget, we'll have your Jackson Compaction Player of the Game and coaches' interviews with the winning team. And also we want to remind you, don't forget to join us tomorrow night. We want your watch parties. We want to see videos of your watch parties. We want to see pictures of your watch parties sent to us on Twitter or Facebook. However you can get it to us because we'll be live, Chris, tomorrow night at 9:30. Expert analysis, I say expert with quotation marks around it, as we will go over all of the brackets NMA is going to release. We will give our predictions before they release, and we will detail each matchup of postseason. Can you believe it? Last game of the regular season already.
We are here. It's exciting, and we've been talking all year about the parity, and it's pretty much played out as such, other than Volcano clearly separating themselves as the #1 team. But I don't think that there's so much over the top better than the other 4 that they can't lose the game.
Dorian just won the game, by the way, I believe. Well, it depends if that's a first down. And if it is, I think they can just kneel on this. I mean, even with Rio Rancho having 1 timeout left.
Looks like he's a little short. If I'm Cleveland here, I'm quarterback sneaking, getting this first down, and then taking.
I don't even think you want the touchdown,
knees.
Right?
Nope. Quarterback sneak, get the first down, and take a knee and get out of here with a big win on the road.
Huge. So Cleveland and the seeding implications now. It depends on this Clovis LaCueva finish.
Absolutely.
Cleveland can reach up to a 2 seed potentially. We think. Volcano's been penciled in. I'll have an official layout of it here probably tonight on my final prediction of what I think it's going to be, Chris. I think Cleveland can get the 2 seed with the win tonight. Well, they're going to win tonight.
Yeah, I mean, this is an impressive of a win as we've had all year long by any team, especially after the way, that the last time they played a really top-notch team, the way that it went for them to bounce back and come on the road, play against your rival, start off the way that you did, and then come back out and basically dominate the game. They've answered the bell, and they put them names back in that hat as a team that can win a state championship.
Well, last timeout called, actually 34 seconds on the clock, but it's not going to matter. I mean, I don't even know the timeout. I think they can just take a knee right now. I don't even think they need the first down, Chris.
No, they really can't.
Or was it Cleveland that called the timeout? I apologize. It was Cleveland that called timeout. So Rio Rancho do have one timeout left.
So, yeah, they got to get this first down. I'd be shocked if you don't see a quarterback sneak here. They've pretty much done that every time it's been either a 4th and goal or a short yardage situation. You know, Jeff's not a small guy, so you just let him get in there and grind out.
Well, here we go. 3rd and a yard, handed off to Dorian, and Lewis trucks his way in for his 2nd touchdown. Explanation mark tonight, Cleveland.
Yeah, he's looked like a man among boys out there running tonight. He's looked really, really good. Best he's looked all year long. And what a weapon for the Storm to get playing at his max capacity at this time of the year. Couldn't ask for anything more if you're the Storm.
You couldn't see a better 4-loss team going into the playoffs, though, this Rio Rancho team. They're not done, Chris. They've been outplayed tonight, there's no doubt. But this is a game, I think, that can go many different ways. A couple of fumbles kind of ruin Isaiah Chavez and the Rio Rancho momentum. Physically winning up front, we have not seen this from Cleveland against a physical team like Rio Rancho.
No.
I think Heath Ridenhour has got to be very happy with what he sees on tape when they rewatch this tomorrow morning.
He's thoroughly impressed with his offense and defensive lines. They're going to get the game ball when they get into that locker room there, because they're the ones who match that intensity from Rio Rancho. When Rio Rancho really opened the game up, dominating on those 2 levels, getting stops and moving Cleveland out of the way to get the big yards on the run, they answered the bell.
I'd like to thank Laguna Burger, the best green chili cheeseburger in the state. It's at Laguna Burger. Chris, have you made your way yet to Laguna Burger?
I have not made my way. I need to get over there. I really do.
That's just ridiculous, to be honest.
It's a long season.
Okay.
I still got
I'm just going to buy you some Laguna Burger. How about that? Jason Paul, director, looks back and says, why haven't you bought me Laguna Burger? I'd like to thank the team. They do a great job. William Powell, the guys. Jason Pohl directing tonight. I know it's been tough with some technical difficulties, but these guys did everything they could to bring you this stream on Twitter and Facebook, and they do it well. So great job for them. Jeff Hoffman, Ron Molina on camera, doing a great job putting this production together. So here's the squib kick in Rio Rancho. Well, they fumbled it.
And that's why you squib kick. They're hard to handle sometimes.
Yeah, a lot of miscommunication. 25 seconds to go. I don't think you do anything crazy here if you're Rio Rancho. What do you do? Just run it?
Well, you try to get the score as fast as you can, and then you hope to get an onside kick and have another shot at it. But yeah, you're up against it for sure. Cleveland's.
Now everyone's going to want to know, Chris, does Rio Rancho get a bye with 4 losses and the third in this district? Do they still get a bye? I think it's still possible. I do.
I think it's possible. I think
their head-to-head wins against Clovis and Las Cruces are going to show that. Here's Chavez in the move.
And that's why it's possible, because they do have some really, really good wins on their resume. And they've had, let's be honest, they've had the toughest schedule in the state, and it's not even close. So, you know, they're going to be judged, I think, a little bit differently than other years when you had 4-loss teams. I think you have to take a look at this team a little different, and you see them where they're going to be seated. I mean, I could see them getting a bye. Could also see them, you know, playing in that first round as well. So they're right there on the cusp.
Here's Watson, who's had a big night with a couple of scores. Able to get across midfield to the 45-yard line, but that's going to be the last play.
There's 2 passes to him that were missed that could have made a huge difference in this game.
A couple of fumbles that were big.
Touchdown passes. No one around.
Well, you're going to find out again where Rio Rancho is seated again. Join us. Comcast Channel 26. Twitter or Facebook, we're going live 9:30 as we'll break down all the brackets that are going to be released. That is the last play of the game. Cleveland's going to celebrate a 35-20 win on the road, and they take second in the district, maybe second seed in the state. We're going to find out tomorrow night. We've got post-game coverage here for you in just a moment. Jackson Compaction, player of the game, is coming up next.
Hey, you gonna do this or what? You gotta do it. And keep doing it. Do it big. Hit it. Stepping up. Always take the risk. those who don't and those who do. Let's do.
Hi, I'm Nathan Smith, owner of Realty Executives Advantage right here in Albuquerque, New Mexico. I built my business on honesty, hard work, and the willingness to do whatever it takes to get the deal done. For me, it's not just about the one sale. It's about developing the relationship. Just ask Drew. My goal is to become your trusted real estate advisor. I truly want to be your realtor for life.
Dreamstyle Remodeling has been wowing homeowners in New Mexico since 1989. Selected as Best Custom Home Remodeler for 3 consecutive years by readers of the Albuquerque Journal, we're also your exclusive provider for top home improvement brands like Renewal by Anderson, Four Seasons, Blaze King, and many others. Founded and headquartered in Albuquerque, Dreamstyle Remodeling is family-owned and now employs more than 500 people across the southwestern U.S. In fact, we've helped more than 60,000 homeowners improve their home in New Mexico, Arizona, California, Idaho, and West Texas. We're committed to providing a superior customer experience. We've earned 4.6 stars with hundreds of online reviews and have an A+ with the BBB. Dreamstyle Remodeling is a proud supporter of UNM Athletics. Visit our beautiful 10,000 square foot showroom at 1460 Renaissance Boulevard across from Sam's Club or dreamstyleremodeling.com to make your home remodeling dreams come true.
Hey, you gonna do this or what? You gotta do it. And keep doing it. Do it big. Hit it. Step it up. Always take the risk. Don't just watch it. Put your phone down and do it. Drip splash like the ice on the wrist. That's a call I can't miss. Do what they say you can't. Because there are those who don't and those who do. Let's do.
This is a fantastic place. It's nice to be able to go into one place and get your vision done, get your dental done. Eventually, if we're going to need ortho services, to have that done too.
Call Adventure today.
This November, there is a big election happening, bigger than just county and city. There are issues that will affect most every person in New Mexico. Each one of us needs to make sure our voice is heard. There will be issues that affect.
All right, now it's time for your Jackson Compaction Player of the Game and head coach comments. And to do so, let's go down to the field with Sebastian Noel.
All right, with Dorian Lewis. Dorian, we haven't got to talk in a while, but here we are. When your team needed the hard yards tonight down the stretch, they went to you. Talk about that.
Oh, man, week in and week out, we just talk about poor, hungry, and driven. And we knew when it got down to this type of moment, we had to do what we do and get dirty.
Battle tested now through this tough district. Obviously, the first season's over. Now it's time for the second season. Talk about the playoffs going forward.
We're just taking it day by day, and whoever our next opponent is, stay poor, hungry, and driven.
And talk about your offensive line today. You just kept that a lot of carries.
Oh, yes, sir. Those guys work in day in out. And I love those guys like brothers, and they work for me like I work for them.
All right, we'll let you go celebrate. Thanks a lot. Bring in Coach right now. Same question there. When you guys needed the hard yards, you went to your horse.
Sometimes you don't need to just be all fancy. Sometimes you got to get down, you got to play football, and you got to give the ball to your running back, and you got to let your offensive line work. That's what we did tonight. Our offensive line struggled in the first half, but we just stuck with it. We kept grinding, we kept doing our thing, and we were able to close it out at the end.
Opposing coaches really rant and rave about that quarterback on the other side for Rio Rancho. What did you do to game plan, and what did your defense execute?
Man, you can't stop the guy. You just try to contain him a little bit, and I think our defense did a really good job. We gave up a couple early ones, but you got hats off to him. He's a great football player, and I thought our defense settled down well tonight.
First season's over, heading into the playoffs. I know you guys have all your spreadsheets in your office, so what seed do you think you're getting?
Man, I don't know right now. I have no idea. I'm going to go in. I'm going to enjoy this win with our guys, and tomorrow night we'll enjoy a little seating and selection show.
All right, sounds good, Coach. Good luck the rest of the way. That's Heath Ridenauer and Dorian Lewis, player of the game tonight. And we'll go back upstairs to Adam and Chris to close it out.
Well, as always, so appreciate it from Sebastian Noel, doing a great job downstairs with Heath Ridenauer. I'll tell you this, he's either a 2 or a 3, okay? But you'll find out officially tomorrow night. Join us on ProView Sports Network Comcast Channel 26. You can go to our website, but we'll be streaming here on Twitter or Facebook. We're glad you could stick around with us. That'll be it for tonight. As I'd like to thank the entire crew, of course, Jason Pohl, William Powell, Jeff Hoffman, Ron Molina, and, of course, Sebastian Noel for Chris Williams. I'm Adam Neal saying so long. Our next coverage will be through the NFHS Network as we'll take you through the entirety of the playoffs. Join us tonight, folks. It's Cleveland tonight with the win over Rio Rancho.